Did you know that we should not be doing what we are passionate about? Did you know that your passions are born out of your human consciousness and need for self-adoration? They're not actually part of your spiritual walk. James 4:3. You ask and do not receive, because you ask wrongly, to spend it on your passions. This is one reason doing what you're passionate about is a bad thing. Passions actually stem from our feelings, which change when we are done with them. Feelings change once they no longer work with the current situation. Once we're noticed, once we are elevated and glorified and told that we are amazing, it feels good because it's about us. Our passions are based on what we want. And it's not bad to want something. God made us to want things, but what is your motivation behind the want? Our lives shouldn't be based on what we want, because that's rooted in selfishness. What we do should be based on what God has planned for our lives. We should be looking for our purpose outside of ourselves. Our purpose, not following a passion. We should be looking for a purpose, not following a passion. Because following means something is leading you. Looking for something means you are actively searching. What am I here for? What am I here for? And then we need to follow on the path that He puts in front of us, step by step. Because He never shows us the whole path. He hears us asking correctly. Those are part of what our focus should be. Because each one of us as Christ followers has talents. That's in the Bible. I'll have to look that up at some point and talk about different talents. But yeah, asking God, what should I be doing that pleases you? How can I use the talents you've given me to please you? Because it's like your child sitting at a table and you give them something to work on that is based on what they're good at. Say, for instance, I guess I'll use one of my own children as an example. One of my kids is really good at drawing. So, because I love her, I'm going to give her something to do that, one, she's good at. So I'll give her a sketchbook and some utensils to use. And it includes her passion. So there is a place for your passion. There's a reason you have that passion, but don't use that to guide you. Don't use that to elevate you. And then when she's done sketching, however long it takes her, she shows it to me. And what is the expectation that she has showing it to me? The expectation, because she's my child, is she wants me to be proud of her. She wants me to look at that drawing and say, well done. She wants me to tell her that I recognize the talent that you have. I recognize that you're good at something, so I give you the tools to do it. And then at the end, she does the project. She puts her thoughts into it. It's a blank piece of paper, and I ask her to sketch something. It could take her hours because she's into the details. And she knows that the person, the being who loves her, that gave her these things, understands what she's good at and knows that she's passionate about it. And in her mind, she wants me to be proud of what she's doing with it. So she's taking her time and she's doing her best to show that she's faithful and thorough with her work. That's what God wants from us. And when He shows us that part of the path that we need to take that step, when I show her, my daughter, that paper and utensils, that's part of the path. That's the step that she's taking. And then we need to remember that in Esther in the Old Testament, there is something that Esther says. Actually, no, it's something Mordecai, her cousin, says, because Esther is put in a position where she has a choice to glorify God through her fear. Perhaps this is the moment that you've been created for. You will never know exactly what you were created for, but God has a purpose for you. There are many things God uses you for, because your life is about furthering His kingdom. There's no one space in time that is the pinnacle of your existence. The only pinnacle of your life will be when your spirit passes out of your mortal body and you find your eternal resting place. The pinnacle of your life is when you pass on to eternity. We are working towards and searching for what our eternity is. And either we can put that on ourselves and look inside of ourselves and struggle with that every day, or we can look outside of ourselves and realize my life isn't about me. What can I do outside of myself that is greater than me? That in the end shows, hopefully, that I thought about more than myself. I thought about something greater. I strived for something that is not about me. That is what our lives should be geared towards. What is the point of my existence? And what am I allowing to lead me daily? There you go.